Hi Scorpio, welcome to your end of October 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Happy birthday to those Scorpios who are born in the first 10 degrees or decade of Scorpio, and that carries us through the rest of the month. And you're also going to, you guys are having a new moon. I mean, of course, all Scorpios are, this is all of your new moon, but especially for the early degrees, this will be very close to the sun or the rising sign at 4 degrees of Scorpio on October 27th. And so that's exciting as well. Set your intentions. That's kind of like a new agey cliche, but the point is that when we honor that solar cycle, the sun is a creative force, and you want to, even if you don't believe in the power of some of these phases to really influence you, if you're just kind of like are into it for other reasons, it still, even symbolically, can be something that a great time to kind of take an assessment of your past year and look to where you want to go. And I don't think there's a better time for that. People talk about the new year, January 1st, but this is kind of your new year, So, and your birthday as well, the new moon and your birthday. So, just at least think about things and believe that you have the power to harness your dreams. Alrighty then. I'm using this Wild Unknown Tarot deck because it's so scorpionic, in my opinion. And it's perfect. Okay, so the heart of the matter at this last couple of weeks of the month, the Daughter of Wands, Page of Wands. This could be good news coming to you. This is something where you may hear something that you've been waiting to hear, perhaps, and you've been kind of like hoping to hear. Perhaps it comes as a pleasant surprise. This can be, for some people, a new development in your career. Maybe you're starting a new career. Wands connect to fire energy, which is very independent and passionate and full of joy. So you may be experiencing like a newfound joy based on something that you're doing that you're really enthusiastic about. This can be a new relationship too. And you may be feeling very passionate, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, if you know what I mean, with another person. Perhaps they are literally a fire sign. The fire sign that you are attracted to, like a bee to honey, is Leo. But the other fire signs are Sag and Aries. And whoever this person might be, they're going to create a sense of playfulness within you, because that's what fire is all about. And it's interesting that this deck uses kind of like family members to describe all of the suits. Daughters relate to pages. Well, pages are connected to children, and they're connected to, like I said, messengers sometimes. And so there is something that may lift your spirits that you hear. In the past position, we have the Two of Pentacles. So yes, it may have a practical nature to it, where maybe you have been, in my book, Anthony Lewis, the name of his book is Tarot Plain and Simple. I think he has one of the key words for Two of Pentacles is robbing Peter to pay Paul. I don't know if that's, if I'm right about that, but basically that's when you're juggling your bills and you're kind of like, paying one month and then the other the next month. I think that a fair number of people can relate to that at certain times of their life when they didn't have like a lot of, cushion, money for cushion, or anything like cushioning. And they just had enough to get by, or not even enough to get by to pay all the bills. So this may come in the nick of time if you're in need of a job and you hear about one. This can also be a situation where you're working two jobs, or you're taking care of an aging parent perhaps, something that is dividing your attention and making your life very hectic. So this good news is going to help with that. Perhaps it could be that somebody else is going to be helping you, a sibling, if this is an aging parent, or that some kind of services, social services came through so that you don't have to do it all yourself. Who knows? But the Two of Pentacles is definitely associated with really a juggling act. Also, the Two of Pentacles can mean a job offer that is far away, like overseas, over a body of water. So you may be happy about that. Maybe you've been waiting for that news. The higher message is the Son of Cups. Again, we're talking about these Cups cards, the Knight of Cups. This can be a card of an offer that is being given to you, perhaps an offer of love. Now, maybe it's your knight in shining armor, but it could be that you're being offered something that is appealing to you on a spiritual or emotional basis. So this could be why it's considered good news for you, because it's a good fit. So this could be like a healing profession, if that's what the message is about. And certainly Scorpios would be good at that. And so as a spiritual message, it's not just meant to be interpreted just in a literal way, but looking at what it represents. And that is that there's something that is emotionally maybe healing or uplifting about this. And perhaps you've been very harried and very kind of like pulled in different directions, not having a sense of comfort in your life. Maybe just feeling like you're spinning your wheels even, that you're not really progressing, you're just kind of like staying afloat. And now you feel like this sense of emotional satisfaction. But it's not satisfaction. That would be like the Nine of Cups or something. This is more like, it seems to me like you're being given something almost like, to me, like it's a present or something, because you have given of yourself. Maybe you have helped others and trained for something, and now you get to do this for a living. So an example would be somebody, a Scorpio person who has volunteered in a hospice, and then they get hired to work there or something along those lines. That's just what I think. It's not based on the literal interpretation of the cards. And even like with a relationship, perhaps you have been having really positive conversations with somebody, and this has led to something deeper. And maybe as a Scorpio, usually Scorpios are kind of tight-lipped and they're kind of suspicious of opening their heart to somebody else, but maybe you gave it a chance and it's come back to you in a positive way. What crosses you is the Ten of Swords. I just love this depiction of the Ten of Swords. This is a card of betrayal, but it's like right between the eyes, you know? And that's one of the cards I think of as so scorpionic. But the Ten of Swords can indicate like a past betrayal. And certainly I think this is one thing that Scorpio tends to do, is ruminate about something that happened that you didn't want to happen. A time when you were betrayed, a time that you felt let down. And maybe you're trying to think more positively. You're trying not to think of it, and it just comes back into your mind. And, you know, if that's true, if you have good things coming to you, and you find that you're kind of like thinking about what if, or just kind of being attracted to negative thinking, one thing you can do is say some kind of an affirmation to yourself when you're having that thought. You can say that's the past, and I am open to all good coming my way, or something that affirms that that's no longer true for you, and it's no longer an part of your active vibration. Because when you keep ruminating, you activate, you keep it active in your vibration, so it's almost like it's real, like even though it's the past, that it's still happening. But you don't want to, you know, I think that sometimes with the law of attraction and things like that, people get like freaked out by their thoughts, and I don't think that that's a good thing to do either. So you don't want to be fearful that you're having these thoughts. You just want to observe them. That's what, you know, you're supposed to do in meditation as well, is that you're not clinging to the thoughts, and you're not identifying with them, and you're not allowing them to trigger emotions within you. You're very dispassionately just looking at them as they go by, and not, you know, attaching judgment to them. Almost like having compassion for yourself at where you're still at. If you still have hurt and fear within yourself, that you're able to love yourself in spite of that, and that you still can believe that you're deserving of all the good that the universe can bring you. What is coming in is represented by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and this can mean that I think I'm going to, because you ended the reading with a very positive card. So in this particular case, I wouldn't read it of what's coming in, but the advice. And the advice is talking about the reversal of fortune. And actually, I would also suggest that the Wheel of Fortune in reverse can be about the cycle, like what goes up must come down. And so it's talking about that we're always in a state of flux. You know, we can never rest on our laurels. And so it's not so much some ominous message, oh, you're going to experience bad luck or something like that, but to not cling to any phase of your journey, because this is another thing that I think people do, especially fixed signs like Scorpio. You want these guarantees in life. You want to know that if you have a job today, that job is going to be there for you tomorrow. But if you really trust in the universe, you're not going to care how you are kept alive, if you will, or kept afloat. You're going to just know that it's going to happen. typically a child doesn't, worry about bills unless they're in very serious dire straits in their family, and the parents are not sensitive enough not to burden the children with information about that. But typically children take each day as it comes. And didn't Jesus say we should become like little children? So it doesn't mean being foolish with money or anything like that, but having that sense of faith is definitely something to cultivate, so that you're not worried about any reversal of fortune, that you know that anything that appears to be a challenging situation is going to provide even more good to you down the road somehow. You might not know how that's going to, work itself out, but it's like there's a saying, how it happens is none of my business. It's like I leave it to the universe to figure out the details. But all for my highest good. The outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of financial independence. So I wouldn't even, I'm wondering if some of you are starting some kind of a business on your own, maybe a healing business or something, and you're kind of like, maybe you're a little bit apprehensive because you're not sure if it's going to take off. And maybe with the Wheel of Fortune in the challenge position, there is a Mercury retrograde starting on the 31st. So maybe, and not, to try to make people superstitious, because if you really identify with this reading and you're like, oh man, I was going to start my business on Halloween or something, and I have this, this certain like kind of a new agey type of a business, don't be fear-based if you really feel like that's when you should launch it. Just be observant about what the potential downsides are, like in terms of contracts, anything that Mercury rules, travel, and things like that, the fine print. And just, have safeguards so that you don't mess anything up. But that doesn't mean that you should just live in total obedience to transits. You have to trust your instincts. But in any case, I really think that with the Nine of Pentacles, it sounds like you're able to support yourself financially. Whatever else is going on in your life, the Two of Pentacles especially could indicate that there were times when you were struggling to pay all your bills. Now, whatever is going on, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're working for somebody else, you have that sense of independence, and you don't have to rely on somebody else to supplement you. The Nine of Pentacles is like kind of that self-reliance and, having an independent source of income. Okay, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, please check out the link below. Take care. Bye.